Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and Gaddafi, and welcome to a bit of Fallout New Vegas. Now, I must admit, I don't know how long I'm going to be playing today, because I have got some 40k to do. Yes, I've got an introductory set, and I will be talking about that, but let's first of all talk about this screen here, Fallout Tale 2 Wastelands. Now, I just want to focus on this a little bit, because it may be a while before we see anything like this again. The reason is because Bethesda, in their infinite wisdom, have decided to open up the Creation Club to paid mods. So, now I don't get me wrong, like, I'm against paid mods, but I mean, on the one hand, I'm like, I believe that if you are charging for something, and I believe that you should be paid for something for your creation if you've made something, if you're charging for it. Everyone has the right to choose not to buy into these things. But I think the way Bethesda has done this, especially after, one, we've already gone through the discussion of paid mods, and it was unanimously hated, including modders. Two, Bethesda's had a shit year this year, with Redfall, Starfield, Todd Howard looking like he's got a face like a smacked ass in the Game Awards, because Starfield didn't win over Baldur's Gate. Boo fucking who, more on that later. Yeah, and just generally just being absolute shitheels this year, so yeah, so I have no sympathy whatsoever for them. But they do this. They pull this paid mod stuff. Now, don't get me wrong, like Tale of Two Wastelands, I'd absolutely pay for this mod, because it is a fantastic mod. I'd absolutely pay for a lot of mods. But, at the same time, it's like, these are, the main problem now is, like, it affects dependencies. So, a lot of mods are dependent on, for example, Tale of Two Wastelands, or, like, Ultimate patches and things like that. There's a lot of mods that will not work without other mods. And if you're tying the original mod behind a paywall, you're tying the new mod behind a paywall, you're kind of basing it off someone else's work, and is that okay? It's mind-blowing. We saw a lot of this stuff, not to mention a lot of illegal or copyrighted content. People are starting to monetize it as well. It's not your content to monetize. So there's creative, there's creative license, and then there's, being a shitheel. And, yeah, there's been a bit of shit-heelness lately. Anyway, we're going to talk to Veronica, and then we're going to talk to the Brotherhood of Steel. I don't have any companions with me? No? Great.
No offense, but you look like you've traveled a long way down some bad roads. Where'd you come from?
Good spring is the grave, I'm not entirely sure, none of your business. I'd say the grave.
Huh. Well, in that case, I take it back. You look pretty good, given the circumstances. Well, welcome then. I'm Veronica. I live in a hole in the ground.
I have to go now. I need an adult.
Well, a bunker, if you want to get technical. I think it sounds more interesting my way. But I'm not there much anymore. I'm usually out here picking up food and supplies for my family, whatever they need.
So you just leave your family in the bunker?
Yeah, I'm not worried. They can handle themselves. But somebody has to get the groceries, know what I mean? And actually these days, I think they'd rather have me out here anyway. But that's a whole other story. So listen, can I ask you something on the level?
Go ahead.
I had a run-in with this group calling themselves the Brotherhood of Steel. Pretty strange bunch. Do you know anything about them?
I know they live in holes in the ground. They're usually harmless unless you use advanced technology around them. If you know where they are, you should turn them in. They got the right idea. I know who they are, but I don't care about their gender. Yeah, I know to shoot them aside, not really. I like this. Lots of different options here. And I think as well this should apply to a lot of factions in games, where it's like you have all these dialogue options and you can choose. And I don't think there's an option here that's not really left out. And I like as well you can use your intelligence. Maybe like technology, science, robotics, repair, that sort of thing. Those options would be good as well.
Well, that shouldn't be a problem for me. I can't afford anything like that. Hey, so where are you headed anyway?
Gonna see an old friend. I already know. I go where I'm needed.
Just wherever the wind takes you, huh? I like that. Keeps things interesting. I'll be honest, you're the first person I've run across out here that looks like she can really handle herself. There are places I've never been to that'd be too dangerous for just me. What do you think? Maybe we could travel together. Help each other out.
Do you have families to feed?
Like I said, they can handle themselves. And I'm not the only one getting supplies for them. It's a big family.
That sounds suspicious. Okay, where are you hoping to go?
Oh, nowhere in particular, really. Just hoping to see more of the world. Looking for a fresh perspective. I want to see how different groups have adapted to survive in the Mojave. See if there's something I can learn from. Now you're talking. One thing you should know first, though. I ask you about the Brotherhood because I'm one of them. I know, but I had to know how you react when I told you. We have made a lot of enemies. You still okay bringing me along?
Oh, I thought you were a Vault Dweller. Actually, I'm comfortable now that I know you've had some training. Yeah, but yes, we're on a short leash. Yeah, that's actually quite an appropriate thing because if you didn't recruit Veronica, and you met the Brotherhood of Steel, they would take you into their bunker. They would put an explosive collar on you, and then they would ask you to do tasks for them. If you strayed too far, if you tried to escape, if you tried to attack them, they would detonate the collar around your neck, which is full of shotgun shells like in Saw, and pop goes the weasel. Or Molly had a dolly and her head popped off with the dandelions. Boo! Yeah, not fun indeed. Actually, I'm well comfortable knowing you've had some training.
I'm great at punching people. I'm not gonna lie. It's a gift. Well, thanks for taking a chance on a naive young girl from California with stars in her eyes and a pneumatic... Let's hit the road, huh?
Bollocks. Pneumatic gauntlet in a hand. I'm sorry about skipping that. It's not really worth watching anymore. Oh! I've got an achievement. The whole gang's here. Recruit all companions. Really? Like, this is the only playthrough I've done where that's happened. Let's start to the kiddo over here. So, yeah. A lot's going on.
I thought I'd be seeing you again. Sorry, ma'am. All that thinking has made my head hurt. I don't think I'll be doing any thinking for a long time.
Probably safer that way. Yeah. I thought once. Maybe nosebleed for a week. So, yeah, so let's talk more about Bethesda. Because they are being total shitheels lately. So, you know what? I can't even criticize them that much because I bought Starfield. Who's the idiot here? Who's the real idiot? Me or Todd Howard? I bought Starfield. You know, I bought Starfield. I bought Starfield because, and then stupidly, I bought it over Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader. Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader is a game by Alcat Games, the makers of Pathfinder Kingmaker, Wrath of the Righteous. They know their stuff. They really know how to adapt tabletop role-playing games to the video game mediums, and they are absolutely brilliant at it. They have been criticised for their overwhelming character customization options, but I love that personally, the amount of stuff there, and like Rogue Trader seems to be the same. You know, gimme, gimme, gimme. And Man After Midnight, because that's how long it takes me to customize him. But yeah, like, I knew that if I bought that game, it would end up like Baldur's Gate 3, where I'm going to get really deep into this, and I'm going to burn out. I cannot commit the time to a game like that. Like, Pathfinder Kingmaker was 130 hours. I'm like, it's the best game I will never play again. All that said, I did actually make an Alchemist, and I've done a run for that. And it's worked out much better now. I know how to better manage my in-game time, because it's all the stuff in that is time sensitive. But I'm so much better at managing things now. And Lawful Evil is quite fun. Yeah, so that was good. But Yeah, and like I knew that Rogue Trader would just be one of those games where it's like, I'm gonna love it. I'm absolutely gonna love it, but it's gonna hate me. It's not gonna love me, and I don't have the time or energy to commit to a game like that anymore. So I'm like, right now, no. I want something that's a vehicle for my podcasts. I want to put on some Paw Hammer in the background. The game's just crashed. Should have saved. Never mind. So let's do that again, shall we? So that's what I get for talking about Dot Hard. So yeah. So I bought it because Starfield, like, it just confirms my suspicions, because I was originally thinking, like, this is just going to be a toilet book of a video game.
No offense, but
Um,
well, thanks for taking a chance on a naive young girl from California with stars in her eyes and a pneumatic gauntlet on her hand. Let's hit the road, huh?
there we go. Right, we've had that dialogue now. So, getting back into the game, just make sure it's recording properly. I've got to do that again. Yeah, I think it's because of the amount of save files I have. Yeah. Let's shut that down as well, because I don't really need Paul Hammer in the background there. Okay, all's good. So, yeah, so what I want right now is a game that I can really just chill out with and just turn off my brain. And Starfield is kind of proven to be that game, to be honest. It's... I'm just not that overly keen. I played it for about 6-8 hours now. And it's okay. It's okay. And I think it's going to remain okay. And, like, I've kind of exhausted Skyrim and Oblivion, so it's like, I'm okay with it, not with, like, buying a new game. And yeah. But Jesus, it's that's like it's not good. That praise is not really, I think, what Bethesda wants, and they don't deserve any better than that after what I've seen so far. I mean, yeah, okay, I should probably play for about another 42 hours, but I've honestly seen a lot of the base mechanics so far, and it's like, it's okay. Like, the shooting's fine. I like the persuasion mechanics, but the rest of the dialogue is like, I don't get it. I'm just not enjoying it. Like, none of the factions have really hooked me. Not like in Skyrim, where both the Stormcloaks and the Imperials sort of show off quite early what it is they're doing. Or in Oblivion, where you get to know. But then, you know, again, not really that far in. Maybe there'll be antagonists who really show themselves off. There'll be other factions and all the rest of it. But yeah. Not encountered the massive amount of load screens that the game is apparently rife with, and I certainly believe people when they say that. It's just I haven't seen them myself yet. No, I really don't need that revolver. What I need... Dinner bell. Oh, Veronica doesn't think I'm trying to attack that. Nice! Well done, Andy. Yeah. But again, it's like, I'm fine with that. It's like, I knew what I was getting. And to be honest, like, I want to, if I'm going to criticize as often as I am, I want to at least make sure that my criticisms are correct, and not just second-hand. You know, it does nobody good to spread misinformation. Unless, of course, you know, that's your purpose in some sort of military outfit or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, whatever. Right. Yeah. So, yeah. What the fuck is going on here? Oh, no, I think it's crashing again. Right, let's see what's... Because I think what it might be is... Did I save the game after I talked to Veronica? I can't remember. I think it's that... yes, I remember there was a bit of a bug, wasn't there? Where the game kept crashing around this sort of area. So I think I'm going to have to speak to Veronica. And... Oh, right, okay. I definitely need to fast travel. Let's just go straight to Hidden Valley, shall we? Because I think the game's having a real tough time. Yeah, he's found nothing serious, it's just bloody bark scorpions. Early game threat, the poison damage is the worst thing about them. So yeah, these different bunkers don't really have much in them. There's only one particular one that you need. Oh yeah, and you have to guess which one it is as well. These here generate the sandstorms, which sometimes occur and obscure your ability to find the entrances. And to be fair, they are well hidden. I know there's like at least one bunker, but I think there's another one or two that are duds. So this might be the false one. Yeah, I think this is the one where the ranger would be. You have to drive him off. Yeah. So yeah. The maker of Starfield Together, a mod that I think is about like cooperative play. They made Skyrim together, so it means that you can play Skyrim with another person in your game world, which is pretty cool. Like I'd absolutely do that. You know, if someone else wanted to do it, pick up the quests and whatnot, yeah, I'd happily do the Skyrim together stuff. They've actually given up, saying that the game is that bad. The game is just shit. I'd actually like it's so bad that they don't want to make the mod anymore, which is disappointing but understandable. And they basically released the code, which is interesting. Like I find that funny. Like they've just released the code to everybody. Yeah. Sorry, that General Ellie was on about the NCR. Assault Ranger holding out. That mission might still happen. Yeah. Yeah, as you can tell, some of these are duds. We'll try and find the right bunker. So yeah. Like the loading screens I haven't really encountered, the bugs I haven't encountered, but that doesn't mean they're not there, and other people's experiences are invalid in any way. I think this is the one.
Hold on, I've got this.
Normally Brotherhood of Steel agents would.
A large atomic shake and a double Brahmin burger. And easy on the agave sauce this time.
We gave you a password, Veronica. It's for your safety.
I know where you live, Ramos. Open up.
For Pete's sake. Opening up. Welcome back, Veronica.
So yeah, agents of the Brotherhood of Steel will be waiting for you and would either try to detain you or shoot you if you try to leave. The safety of this bunker is paramount.
Listen up. I'm in charge of security around here, and I can't say I'm too happy about having an outsider waltzing around. But since you came in with Veronica, I'm inclined to cut you a little slack. Just behave yourself, and we won't have any problems, okay? Oh, and the Elder's going to want to talk to you. He's on the 2nd level. Just take a right once you get down there. My office is right here in case you need anything. Just ask for Ramos.
Looking sharp, Ramos.
Hey yourself, kiddo.
So, the Brotherhood of Steel here, as you will probably learn, are in something of dire straits. That they are strong, and nobody will deny that, but only in firepower.
Doc Schuler is a lifesaver. I was her in training the other day and she fixed me right up.
I'll have to say hello to the doctor. Oh, speaking of which.
Hello, you must be the outsider everyone's talking about.
That was quick.
I'm Linda Schuler. If you ever need medical attention, this is the place to come.
So you're a doctor?
Yes, I handle all medical needs in the bunker. If you're ever wounded, I can treat you. For a fee. Normally I'd just be the base's medical officer. But my other duties say otherwise. We have equipment here to treat most physical injuries. Lacerations, broken bones, that sort of thing. We also carry a full supply of antitoxins. You may have noticed the bark scorpions up above. Though tiny, their venom packs quite a punch. Treating scorpion stings is my most common procedure. I can also treat any form of radiation sickness you pick up out in the waste. No matter what stage. Save the last. I'm this bunker's head scribe in everything but name. I supervise the research teams. I collate the reports. I attend the meetings. But for reasons beyond me, that buffoon Taggart still gets the title. And don't get me started on that little pet of his. Everyone around here knows what's going on there but her. Oh, I tried. The Elder listened patiently to my carefully constructed argument regarding why the buffoon should lose his position. Then he just as patiently explained to me that Taggart's work was vital to our cause, and that he wasn't to be trifled with lesser matters. But vital to our cause? Hardly.
Let's see if I can't do something about that. First of all, I don't think I need any drugs right now. I'll take your stim packs, though.
Another satisfied customer. Later.
So yeah. So yeah, Starfield, like, it's... As I said before, it's a toilet game, or a toilet book. So, a toilet book is a book that you read when you're having a poo. A book, you see, once upon a time there used to be these things called books where... No, I'm taking the piss.
Welcome to the range. Feel free to use any open lane. Sure. The Elder's already given the okay. Unfortunately, you'll have to use your own weapons and ammo.
That's alright, I'll just steal yours.
Later.
Later!
If you're planning to take Veronica along, be sure to have a good pair of earplugs with you. I'm kidding, Veronica. Put the power fist down!
Ramos know you're walking around without a guard.
So yeah, they seem to be fine using these Gauss rifles that are very... or Gauss rifles that are very, very expensive.
There are reports that the NCR is moving more and more troops into the area.
Aye, the war's developing. We'll talk more about
You must be
Starfield
the
and Poo.
stranger I've been hearing about. Sorry, but I'm strictly forbidden from offering our tech to outsiders like yourself. Besides, I'm a little busy right now. Sorry, outsider, but I'm...
Does Ramos know you're walking around without a guard?
Okay, right, there we are. I'm sorry about that bit of more than I could chew, literally. So,
Hello, outsider.
Yeah, so it's a game that like it's not like 15 years in development, and it's not the next great American novel. It's not an academic masterpiece. It's not a philosophical debate piece.
I have important work to do, so no time to talk.
It's a game that you read on the toilet to pass the time. Like when Chris Moyles was doing his autobiography, he said he'd always wanted to he wanted to consider his book a great toilet book. And it's like, yeah, that's not the kind of thing that your game should be. A toilet book is a good thing to have, but it's not something you should be proud of really having made. Yeah, like your content should be worthier than that of being called a toilet book.
Where'd you get that eyebot? I've never seen one modified quite like that.
Now, I wonder if I can help out here, because these... Yeah, that's right. If you know what that room is, you know what's going to happen there.
A special squad of rangers is on its way to the Vegas area. I guess the NCR is finally getting serious about fighting the Legion.
Jammed Meagle.
Hmm? Oh, you must be the outsider everyone's buzzing about. Pleased to meet you. I'm Lorenzo, senior knight and general handyman around here. Later.
I'm saying it like that.
Everyone says I'm crazy, but I still say it'd be a great advancement if doors opened once you got close to them.
I like that.
There have been reports that the NCR is moving more and more troops into the area.
Broken power armor weighs, has the weight, but it does not have the value.
With their leader gone,
There have been
the
reports
Legion
that
will
the
likely tear
NCR is
itself
moving more
apart.
and more troops into
That's
the
what
area.
most violent tribal societies do.
So, I don't think the scribe that I'm looking for is there yet. Okay. Oh, maybe it's you. Taggart.
Yes, what is it? Ah, the outsider. I suppose it's too much to ask that jarhead Ramos to keep outsiders away from my research. I am head scribe Taggart, and I am much too busy to deal with the likes of you right now. Yes, what is it? Bye.
Later.
The reports say Mr. House's robots are now using tech we've never heard of. We need to send a team up there soon.
Joe, you see how bright your hair is? Jesus wept.
I can hardly notice that lazy eye anymore, Watkins.
I'm surprised you're not wearing that hood to hide your hair like you usually do, Veronica. Yeah?
Sorry about yourself.
Well, like just about everyone else here, I grew up in the Brotherhood. My father was a scribe and my mother a paladin.
Your parents are here somewhere?
They both died at Helios 1. The others were always like a family to me before that, but afterward they became my family in truth.
It's all like computers.
It's our virtual reality training hall. We don't really go out all that often anymore, so this is how we stay sharp.
You said any more before? The Brotherhood used to go out more?
Yeah, a lot more. Back when we were at the Helios station. Oh, crap. I'm pretty sure I'm not supposed to talk about that, especially with outsiders. So forget you just heard that, okay?
Shouldn't you be in school or something?
Head scribe Taggart quickly realized my extraordinary talent when I took the mandatory VR combat testing. Soon after that, he requested that I get transferred to VR specialist training, serving as his assistant. I miss hanging out with the other students all the time, but at least I get to skip all those boring lectures.
Uh-huh.
Bye.
Self-destruct terminal. Yeah, if you want to blow up the Brotherhood of Steel, then that's how you do it. You know, it's surprising to me how common it is that everyone's fine with like blowing up the Brotherhood of Steel. Like you just go on Reddit, like, what's your opinion of the Brotherhood of Steel? Blow them up, blow them up, blow them up. And he's like, oh, okay, I don't feel welcome here. But let's see, who knows? Maybe they will deserve it.
Hello, outsider.
I think you're who I'm looking for.
Look, this isn't a great time. Oh, what the hell? It's not like we're making any progress. I'm Ibsen, and I hope your day is going better than mine is. Yeah, I'm in charge of keeping this data system up and running, but accessing it is a little, touch and go at the moment. One of our exploratory patrols, back when we had exploratory patrols, found a data disk in some ruins out in the waste. Well, we finally got around to cataloging the damn thing and got shut out of our own data store the second it loaded. Turns out it had a virus on it. Oh, there are patrols, just not exploratory ones. We've been in a state of lockdown for, well, let's just say it's been a while. The only time anyone gets to go topside is guard duty, or to gather provisions. Other than that, it's steel walls and fluorescent lights for us. That's not really for me to say. It's a bit of a touchy subject. You should probably forget I mentioned it. Yeah, some pre-war jackass with too much time on his hands apparently decided to inflict his misery on those around him. It's scrambling all the terminals here at the moment. Luckily, we only use this section for storing historical data. I suppose it couldn't hurt to get another pair of eyes on this. Maybe you'll be able to come up with something coming at it fresh. While the entire system is infected, the virus itself is spread across 3 terminals. The problem is that it keeps moving periodically. We'll have it nailed down in a terminal or 2, only to have it jump to another set of terminals before we locate the 3rd.
Can the virus's files be partitioned to read access? Is the only Can the virus's files be partitioned so read access is only provided by the kernel administrator?
What? No, that's brilliant. It would let us seal a portion of the virus to a particular terminal, even when the other parts move.
What do I need to do?
You'll need to locate it on 3 different terminals in this area in 1 minute. Any longer and it'll jump, and you'll have to start all over. Locating the virus would probably be nearly impossible, but the pompous little bastard that wrote it made things a little easier for us. Normally, terminals infected by the virus just display gibberish, but we found that terminals the virus moved to had some real data passed to them. We were able to decrypt the data and discovered that it was just messages from the virus's writer taunting his victims. When you find terminals with those messages, lock them down and move on. Find 3 of them before the virus jumps, and we'll wipe the damn thing. Best of luck to you. I'll tell the others to take a break so they don't get in your way. Oh, and I'll keep track of when it jumps for you. To maximize your chances, wait for my signal before you begin.
Okay.
Our instrument
Don't work
shows some
too hard there,
impressive
Ibsen.
power fluctuations
Yes,
coming
yes.
from across the river. What's going on over there?
Hey.
Evening.
I'll track the virus. The virus just jumped. Find which terminals it went to. Seconds. Damn, it's jumped. I thought we might have had it that time. Did you want to try isolating the...
No.
All right.
So I'm gonna go this one, down there, down there, down there, down there, and just basically go around like that.
The virus just jumped. Find which terminals it went to. That's it. We got it. The virus has been purged.
What a relief.
You actually did it. If you don't mind my saying so, I didn't think you had a chance in hell of pulling it off. But I'm glad to be wrong for once. Thank you, my friend. Please feel free to access the data store at your leisure. I'm only allowed to give you access to non-classified topics, but it's better than nothing, right? Well, you'd have to get a senior-level member of the chapter to unlock a topic for you. I've given you access to what I can, but that's not much. The majority of topics fall under Ramos's aegis, since they'd constitute a security risk. You might have better luck with another member of the senior staff. Try talking to them about it. Oh, all kinds of things. There was already information regarding the layout and systems of this bunker, but we've since added our own data as well. Prior to the lockdown, we had extensively scouted the surrounding area and compiled dossiers on nearby points of interest. Bye.
Okay, so let's actually have a look at what information they have. Bunker information. Hidden Valley data store bunker information. Project goals, Hidden Valley. Oh, so keep skip through things. The goal of the Hidden Valley project is to create a self-sustaining shelter for higher-ranking VIPs that can serve as a command structure in times of crisis. The bunker itself is located several hundred feet below the surface. Multiple layers of reinforced materials serve to prevent a breach of the uninhabitable areas by anything save for a direct hit by a bunker-busting weapon, utilizing megatonnage considering the outside capability of America's closest competitors. In the event that our enemies become capable of such an attack, the bunker's dervish camouflaging system makes targeting the site impossible for automated systems, forcing aggressors to rely on guesswork and sheer luck. So, the sandstorms not only obscure the bunker from infantry, but also as well, if an enemy was to try and attack the Hidden Valley bunker itself, the dervish system, the storms, would actually obscure it, scrambling radar systems and the targeting systems of the missiles. So enemies basically have to guess where it is. The Hidden Valley bunker relies on two main systems. The Candle fusion power system provides power to all bunker systems. Built more for reliability and duration of service, the power output of this system has been exceeded by many current designs, but it can supply the bunker with power for an estimated 752 years. This is important. The Dervish camouflage system provides visual and electronic interference to prevent airborne or long-range enemy weapons from targeting the bunker. The normal soil around Hidden Valley has been supplemented with a combination of aluminium and various silicates, which are then dispersed using a widespread network of industrial fans to blanket the area in a cloud of what is essentially chaff. Combined with the electronic countermeasures of the nearby array and Black Mountain, nice, the bunker at Hidden Valley is effectively impossible to target. Okay. It's nice that these things are actually explained and connected as well. So everything has a purpose. That's good. I like it. Cohesion is so very important to me. Like, why does this school exist here? Why does this mine exist here? What use is there for any of this? This here. It's the world. So there you got the Boomers. There you got the Strip, the NCR. You got Black Mountain. You've got Repcon. The Dam. I think these symbols are new as well. I don't think this was in the original game. And here's Elder McNamara, the Elder of the Mojave Brotherhood of Steel.
When Paladin Ramos informed me that Veronica was approaching with an outsider in tow, at first I didn't know what to think. After giving the matter some thought, however, I've decided that an outsider could be of use to me right now. However, I will not force you to help us. Should you refuse, you will be allowed to leave here, though you'd remain Veronica's responsibility. What do you say, outsider? Are you willing to help us?
You seem reasonable. I'll help you.
Then allow me to explain our situation. This bunker is currently locked down, allowing no entry or exit, with you being one of the few exceptions. In exceptional cases, teams are sent out to investigate sites or retrieve materials deemed too important to ignore. 3 such teams have gone missing recently. and the news of their disappearance has not yet been widely spread to avoid undue concern. In order to maintain the peace and adhere to the strictures of the lockdown, I need to send someone else to discover what happened to them.
I've already found a couple of your patrols. The paladins are all dead.
That is unfortunate. As long as there is a chance to find the remaining patrol, however, I must still ask you to try.
Surely you have people better suited looking than me.
The less who are aware of this situation, the better. My brothers and sisters were deeply traumatized by the losses we incurred several years ago. It would be imprudent to worry them unduly without first discovering the facts of the situation.
I'll begin looking immediately.
I'm glad I can count on you. Oh, and one other thing. The patrols each had a holotape detailing their missions that you can use to track them. The shielding of the bunker prevents us from actively tracking them, but their positions should show up on your map once you get to the surface. Should our worst fears become realized, please bring back all 3 of the holotapes from the patrols. Otherwise, bring our brothers home. I've given the order that you be given access to some of the equipment our scouts and patrols have scavenged over the years. You won't be allowed to purchase any prohibited equipment, but hopefully some of what's available will prove useful to you.
Thank you. So, gotta find a patrol and their holotape.
So, you're the outsider that's been given leave to wander around freely. Desperate times call for desperate measures, I guess. Name's Hardin. I'm the head paladin of this chapter, and I think we might be able to help each other out. I don't know what the Elder talked to you about, but I can tell you this chapter is in trouble. And he's at the center of it. Are you willing to listen to what I have to say?
Why should I trust you?
Why should you trust the Elder? I'd recommend listening to both of us, and choosing whom to trust for yourself. So are you willing to listen?
Sure, go ahead.
As you may have already heard, this entire base is under a state of lockdown. No one goes out except small patrols at night. Most of the chapter has been sealed in here for years. And those few who were outside when the lockdown was initiated are forbidden from returning. Morale has plummeted as time has gone by, and many of our current paladins haven't seen combat outside of training simulations. And all because of the Elder's explicit order that no one be allowed in or out. The only way things will change is if a new Elder is installed. Of course I have, many times in fact. The Elder has an open-door policy and will listen to advice on any subject save this one. He refuses to see that our isolation is slowly weakening us. Aside from being our duty, going out on missions is what kept us strong. And because he fails to see that, he must be replaced.
Remember that this bunker has 752 years of battery life. And it's already had about 200 of those years, if this was pre-war stuff, which it should be. What about Veronica?
Veronica's a special case. She handles the procurement of supplies. If we didn't let her and those like her back in, we'd all starve. If the Elder could manage it, he'd shut them out as well, and all in the name of security. Which is why we need to replace him.
How do you propose to do that?
I don't know. I've gone through our records dozens of times looking for a precedent regarding the dismissal of an Elder and come up with nothing. The people who are most likely to know how it could be done are also some of McNamara's strongest supporters. So they refuse to help me, which is why we're having this conversation. An outsider such as yourself would arouse less suspicion asking questions about such matters. The fact that the Elder has some tasks for you means his faithful won't suspect you, and you have a line open to the man himself. In short, you're in a perfect position to help me. Will you at least think about it? That'll have to do. I'd recommend going to see Ramos first. As head of security, he's more familiar with our protocols than anyone else here. You could also try to find something relevant in our data store, though last I heard Scribe Ibsen is having a bit of a problem accessing it. And if McNamara should give you any tasks, I'd ask that you kept me abreast of them. Report anything you find to me, and we'll move from there.
Oh, no.
Pardon?
Veronica. What is it, outsider? Have you discovered anything?
The Elder has me looking for those patrols and retrieving their missing discs.
Yes. I know the loss of the patrols has weighed heavily on his mind for some time. He took it very personally when they first went missing. That was when I first began to seriously question his ability to lead us. A commander has to be able to deal with the potential loss of his men. It's strange that he would ask you to find mission discs on them, however. The missing paladins were all on standard patrols, which don't need them. Only brothers sent on special assignments are given mission discs. If you should find any on the lost patrols, let me know.
What'd you do if you became Elder?
After lifting the lockdown, the first thing I'd do is send scouts out to recon the area. We need to know what's going on out there. Next, I'd resume patrols in the near vicinity, and begin sending search teams out to the spots the scouts reported were relatively safe. It's standard procedure when a chapter relocates to an area. But standard procedure wasn't our last Elder's style, either.
Tell me about your last Elder.
Elijah was a strange one. His even becoming Elder was highly questionable, seeing as how he was a scribe. Typically, only paladins are eligible. But an exception was made in his case on account of him being a genius. Unfortunately, whatever scientific acumen he had didn't extend to tactics. Trying to defend Helios was a blunder of the worst kind, and many brothers lost their lives because of it. Many of the senior paladins, myself included, advised him to fight a retreating action, but he refused to budge. Said he almost had it working. We never did find out exactly what he was talking about. When the perimeter was finally overrun, the Elder had simply vanished.
Elijah. We're going to know Elijah later.
Helios was the worst goddamn action I've seen in a long, long career of fighting.
Okay. What do you think of the lockdown?
It's a travesty is what it is. Every second we sit on our hands down here is another second that we're not fulfilling our sworn duty.
Why do you dislike McNamara so much?
It's not that I dislike the Elder, but I strongly disapprove of his current style of leadership. We're safe, yes, but at what cost? Later.
I think... So, I personally am open to the Brotherhood of Steel leaving the bunker. The reason... opening up. The reason is because, quite simply... Bloody hell, this minimap's a shit show. Thank God my fat head's covering up, because it's awful to look at, and you should be spared looking at it. Yeah, so the thing is that the Brotherhood of Steel, this chapter of the Brotherhood of Steel is on its way out. It's like, they have one person bringing them supplies. If anything happened to Veronica, you know, should be up shit street without a turd for a pedal.
I still can't believe how you ran through that artillery barrage.
Oh. Speaking of which, this is where our mission is. There's a Brotherhood of Steel Paladin somewhere around here. And we've got to find him out. There we go. Jesus. Alas. Let's read the note. Mission code KH792. Temporary password. And dare to do it. Summary. Paladin Reslian, you and an escort are to investigate the military base to the northeast for the components we need. We've had reports that the current occupants are fiercely territorial. It's highly unlikely they have any weapons that can seriously threaten someone in full power armor. The threat level is considered minimal. McNamara. Jesus. Minimal. And they went up against the boomers. So you can sort of see why this isn't working. There needs to be exploration, there needs to be better forewarned and forearmed people. Look at a roll shack. Add that to the map. Oh, and collect our bet money. From the gentleman who lives down the way. While we're walking, let's talk more Bethesda. Todd Howard was absolutely miserable at the Game Awards. Because Baldur's Gate 3 won Best RPG of the Year, which is of no surprise whatsoever. Of course it was going to win. And he's like, oh, why did it do win? It's like, yeah, but you don't deserve to win. And I'm back.
Reports of Legion raiding parties all over the place. They can't all be rumors. Jumping Jesus on a pogo stick. You're the first one to make it through alive, let alone manage a return trip.
I believe you said you would double my money.
Yep. Here are your caps.
Make it 700 out of the boomers to just a trajectory.
You drive a hard bargain. Here you go. Have a nice day.
Make him bank on the suffering of others. Disgusting. Right, to Royal Shack. So yeah, so Baldur's Gate 3 won. That's pretty good. And yeah, I certainly hope that Microsoft are paying close attention to Mr. Howard. And Mr. Spencer is saying, "Step into my office, please." We've noticed that since and before the acquisition, that Bethesda's not really quite doing it for us. But then again, you know, look how 343 Industries have lasted. You know, their in-house studio for the development of Fallout, of Halo, sorry.
Oh, it's you. You need something repaired or something?
You know what? Cheers, well. Good gear here. Oh shit, the radio. Sorry, not allowed it on. YouTube will tell me off. It's not even that, it's the monetization that bothers me. It's that they're making back money off it. That's what annoys me. So, yeah. Hello?
After the battle at Helios 1, some people were worried about the NCR coming after us. But this bunker is secure.
The fuck is that?
How long before we resume normal patrols?
After the battle at Helios 1, some people were worried about the NCR coming after us. But this bunker is secure.
Yeah. So yeah, they have to leave the bunker, because if they don't, they're going to die. They're all going to die.
Looks like Mr. House is out of the picture. Your presence here, let's just say it's highly irregular. Outsiders aren't even allowed to know that our bunker's here, let alone come and go freely. You impressed Elder McNamara, obviously. He must believe that you'd be very useful. That's right. Nothing gets in or out of here without me knowing it. Under the lockdown, only essential personnel are permitted to enter or leave. That includes supply runners and high-security patrols. All other personnel are forbidden to leave, and any personnel that were out there when the lockdown was enacted are forbidden from returning. Fine by me? So, you've been talking to Hardin, eh? He's been looking for a way to usurp McNamara ever since the lockdown started. Don't get me wrong, he's a good man. But Elder McNamara has done all right by us. If it weren't for him, none of us would have survived at Helios. I'll tell you what I told Hardin. There have been only a few cases of Elders being dismissed from their posts in the Brotherhood's history. And those involve crimes that someone like Elder McNamara is just not capable of. You can look it up for yourself if you want. I'll grant you access to that portion of the history section of our data store. See Senior Scribe Ibsen about accessing it. I'm sure someone's told you all this before. Several years back, we were running our chapter out the Helios 1 solar power station. Our elder at the time, Elijah, had some kind of obsession with the place, which is the only reason we stayed as long as we did. That place was hardly defensible, and we knew the NCR was moving in on us, but the elder refused to budge, insisting that he just needed more time. We never found out what he needed time for. Wave upon wave of NCR troopers hit us from all directions. We held out for a time, but we were grossly outnumbered, and they had more men than we had ammo. Eventually, our positions collapsed. Elder Elijah was nowhere to be found, so McNamara took charge and led what remained of us on a counteroffensive west. We lost a lot of men and women, but we broke through and made it here. Make no mistake, McNamara saved this chapter that day. Who was Elijah more like? He was our elder before McNamara. Bright guy, but just between you and me, he was a little off. Our mission is to recover and preserve the technology of the past, but Elijah wanted more. He sought ways to improve upon technology, make it better. When we found Helios 1, he was like a kid in a candy store, kept talking about the potential and a grand design never realized. He even insisted we set up our base there, against the objection of nearly every paladin. What followed is a whole other story. Later.
Yeah, we will get to learn that Elijah is a bit of a whack job.
The bunker takes a little getting used to, doesn't it?
But yeah. So yeah.
What is it, Outsider? Have you discovered anything? Just as I thought. McNamara gave my men new orders without telling me. The nerve of that man. This little stunt is probably what got them killed in the first place. Our normal patrol routes are known to be relatively safe. This is exactly the kind of thing I'm trying to avoid by ousting McNamara. Later.
Yes, it's not a good look for him right now. Super sledge, nice.
Hello?
So, let's talk.
Found the missing patrols, or was something else on your mind?
Yes, here are the holotapes.
They were all dead then. I suppose I'm not surprised. We have few friends in the world above, and many enemies. But we must turn our minds to other matters. When I sent out those patrols, I also sent 3 knights out on scouting missions. When the patrols failed to return, we assumed the worst, and sent a single communication to the scouts to hold position and maintain radio silence. I want you to contact those scouts and gather their reports. Like the patrols, they have devices on them that will enable you to track them. When you find them, tell them you're my representative and ask them if the bears are still hunting. That should get them to talk to you. Return when you've gathered all of their reports. Hello again, my friend. I hope you've been finding the information in the data store useful.
I have, thank you. Now, data source effect. What do you think Harden trying to get McNamara dismissed?
I can understand how the man might be frustrated by the current situation. He's a take-charge sort of fellow. Standing around's not his strong suit. I myself often wish we could end this interminable stasis and begin moving forward again. Later.
Elder dismissal incidents. Incident number 1. Let it be recorded that on this day, Raymond Lone was dismissed from his post as Elder for committing the crime of murder. Brother Lone was known to have hostile feelings toward the victim, Senior Scribe Ritter. The guilty party insists that Ritter's death was a tragic case of friendly fire. The bunker was under attack at the time, but the tribunal felt that it could not let him persist as Elder without the suspicion hanging over him. It's Scribe Bukek. Be it known that from this day, Kenneth Jones shall no longer bear the title of Elder. Brother Jones has willfully gone against the chain that binds, and has been forced to step down. Held Paladin Linguist succeeds him as Elder. Head Scribe Morgan. Let the record show that I have stood witness to the dismissal of David James from the post of Elder. Brother James was charged with destroying an unknown device recovered from a recent expedition. The purpose and function of the device remain unknown, and Brother James has thus far proven unwilling to discuss the matter with anyone. So the chain that binds. Oh, okay.
Hello again, my friend.
Okay. So I'll have to ask him about the chain that binds. See, Elder McNamara acknowledges the problems. He acknowledges and apologizes for them, but he's not really actually doing anything about it. He's not saying, okay, here's what we've learned. You know, this is what I'm going to do. You know? And yeah, okay, maybe it's not my business. But Harden has at least pointed these things out. And he has actually got a plan. That's what I like. I kind of like this as well. Like Bethesda, when they want to, they can actually write well. And they done it with like the Jarls of Skyrim. That if you replace one, or the High King, and all the rest of it, it's like they do say, look, there are going to be problems. It is going to be a painful transition, but rest assured, we're going to make this work. Yeah. Right, I'm going to get out the door and then I'm going to... Yeah, excuse me a second, because I need to nip away for a minute. And I'm back, sorry to keep you waiting. Right. Yeah, I think I'm going to finish up with all that stuff today. So this might be a shorter episode. And then I'm going to get off and do my rest of my hobby stuff. So yeah, so regarding Starfield, yeah, I hope Bethesda are actually paying attention. I hope Xbox are paying attention as well. Like, you've paid a lot of money for Bethesda. You kind of want to see return on investment, and this is the kind of stuff they're doing, and the way they conduct themselves, then I would be very annoyed as well. I'd be very annoyed, and I wouldn't personally want... I'd probably be reconsidering Howard's position as CEO. Because, yeah, he gives the game a lot of personality, but the thing is that he's also, he's also, hiring and firing a lot of people who probably maybe shouldn't be there.
What do you want? And don't try anything funny.
I'm Elder McNamara's representative. Yeah, it said to ask if the bears are still hunting.
You speak truly, for it is unlikely that an outsider would know both the Elder's name and that passphrase. Very well. I've been observing the penal facility there in the distance for some time now, after having followed some rather disturbing rumors. The facility was run by the NCR for a time, but the prisoners overcame their guards and now use the prison as a base from which to conduct raids. What puzzles me is why these men have been allowed to run wild for so long unchecked. Why has the NCR not retaken this place? Give this to the Elder. My observations are all within. Perhaps he will have a better idea of what this situation portends.
Okay. Next place to go to. We go down to Hidden Supply Cave. Apparently there's enemies nearby. Okay, let's get moving. Yeah, so it's weird, like, even though we've cleared it out. Yeah. They still have that dialogue, but okay, it's alright. Let's go to Den, where... Okay, still remain there. So yeah, but yeah, I just don't think really, like, it's good enough anymore. It's like, it's not funny. Like, with Fallout 76 and the constant cock-ups, it, like, you know, Todd's sweet little lies aren't really all that sweet anymore. You know, it's not funny. I'm paying too much for your game to be this buggy.
If you value your life. For what purpose do you approach me?
I like the way they speak. Like, I can imagine that being that isolated, you're going to have a certain way of speaking.
Strange that the Elder should send an outsider, but I suppose he has his reasons. My observations have mostly focused on the small town to the south of here. It was cruelly attacked, its inhabitants slain nearly to the last. That such an act could occur so far west is nearly unthinkable. The NCR has forces in all directions, and an outpost scant miles west from here. That they have not responded to this violence shows either an unwillingness or inability to properly defend their borders, which is telling. I've collected such musings in this report. Please take it to the Elder.
Thank you very much. Let's travel to Nelson and go to the abandoned BOS bunker.
Ordinary guys with knives and bullets, and they're taking... Hey! Trouble.
Can't believe the Legion's come back. Oh, just seems to be their hounds, to be honest. Hungry strayers. If it makes you feel any better, I'm putting them out of their misery.
Uh-oh.
These poor mutts only know pain. No longer. To the bunker! So yeah. So yeah, it's like, it's just not worth it anymore. It's not worth it to be like, in my time playing Starfield, I've honestly just thought, like, I should have refunded this and just played the Outer Worlds, which I already own, and is made by the makers of this game. With Tim Kaine and Leonard Boyarsky, you know? And they're really cool dudes. Yeah. Should have played that instead. Or No Man's Sky. It combines the averageness of both to make a super average game. Like, it's fun enough. Like, I switch away. Like, it does exactly what I wanted to do, which is like, I want to switch off my brain and listen to a podcast, and it does that. And I could play for ages. Doing that, but oh. Sierra Madre. Whoops. We're not meant to be here. Yeah. Heads exploded. Wonder why. Gone to Sierra Madre. Begin again. Yeah, we're not really meant to be here yet, so let's just forget this, shall we? That'll come later. Let's find a scout. There's friendlies. Oh, that's why it's a camp fall on. I hope I think over there. Yeah, so I think it was here where like there were NCR wounded, and like the Legion started laying mines around them and such. But yeah. Yeah. Love the Fallout 1 music. So yeah, so like, but it's like that's not what they should have aspired to do. I did get the game quite heavily discounted, so I can accept that, though, so that's fine. I'm happy paying the price that I did.
Approach slowly, stranger. If you have no business with me, then go. Then I am sworn to report. I've been dividing my time between the camps to the north and south of here. One belongs to the NCR, the other to a band of slavers known as Caesar's Legion. I was sure the NCR would quickly win, but that has not happened. Instead, the two sides maintained a long stalemate, and only after an extended duration did the NCR finally destroy its opponent. When they did, it appeared they did so with the help of fresh reinforcements. I do not believe they could have managed the feat without them. That savages such as these could last so long against the NCR is troubling. Please, take my findings to the Elder. He'll know what to make of this.
Yeah. So if you're getting your ass kicked by the NCR, then and you're the Brotherhood of Steel, it's not good. These guys fought super mutants and won, and yet they're struggling against you know, a merchant town that only survived because one guy came in and shot some rad scorpions. Yeah, great. I'd like to know about the chain that binds.
We just have... Oh, hey there. Something I can help you with?
What are the data store entries to mention the chain that binds? What is this exactly?
That's an old principle that's been around since the Brotherhood was founded. It basically means that you have to obey a superior officer. It's pretty much common sense, but it gets invoked a lot when people get pissy about following orders. If you're curious, I'll give you access to the data store entry on it. You'd probably be the first to read it in years, if not decades.
Thank you. I'll have to do that then. Yeah, so, yeah. But enough about Bethesda. Well, I say one more thing about Bethesda, actually. A lot of people say that Bethesda games are saved by the mods. Apparently, and I will have to look up the stats on this, so don't take this for granted. But apparently, like only 8% of Bethesda Bethesda gamers
I hope you've been finding the information in the data store useful.
use mods. 8%. And bearing in mind as well, consoles and consoles were not using mods until like the Creation Club. Well, before that shit hit the fan. Yeah. So, let's just have a look at this. So 8% though. I mean, you can consider like how many millions of copies all Bethesda games have sold. 8% is no small margin, but it's only saving the game for 8% of players, not the other 92%, you know? The other 92% are playing because they actually like the games. So it's not their mods that are saving them. If only it were that easy, you know? Even then, a lot of the mods that people like, what mods are we talking about? Are we talking about ones that actually allow you to play the game because it's broken? You can no longer play Fallout 3 without something that removes. Well, no, there was a mod that you had to download to remove the games from Windows Live dependency. That's gone now, but the game itself keeps crashing. I can't run Fallout 3 without this Tale of Two Wastelands mod. There's nothing else that will fix it for me. You know, so that's not great. But you know, it's like something. Is that really it? Is it the mods that made Bethesda games so beloved? I don't mind saying that. I like playing the games, so they do have some good writing. They have some good mechanics. It's usually just mired in absolutely abhorrent technical failings. And I think Bethesda have been sat on their laurels for too long. They've rested on the laurels for too long, and they, yeah, they've taken their success for granted, and now they're going to have to face the music. The fact that Creation Engine 2.0 isn't good enough, the fact that they have spent 15 years in development doesn't mean that, like, you just get success for that. You know, it doesn't work anymore. You have to actually produce a good game. You can't just say, I worked really hard on this. I worked hard on YouTube for ages and I haven't broken 1,000 subscribers. You know? Hard work doesn't mean that what you put in, you get out. You know? You've got to do a whole lot more than that. And, you know, competency can take you a long way. I'm sorry, but the gap between AAA and AA is thinning once again. You know, there was a massive divide years ago, and now it's very much a thing. And Bethesda can't accept that they're just making middle shelf game after middle shelf game. You know, these £40 titles, which is how much I think Bethesda Starfield is worth at most. You know, it's like, yes, for its production values and the amount of content within, but the quality itself, no. Anyway, let's carry on. The chain that binds, the cornerstone of our organization, the rock that supports the great tree of the Brotherhood and its myriad branches. It holds that, 1. Orders are to flow from on high down through the ranks. An order from a superior must always be obeyed, that their wisdom may be carried out without hesitation. 2. Orders are to observe the flow and not skip ranks. A superior may only give orders to his direct subordinates and not to those beneath them. In this way, harmony of intent and cohesion is thought is maintained. So, chain that binds. Elder McNamara did not consult.
You're being watched, so don't get any ideas.
Yeah. So Elder McNamara sent the Paladins without talking to Head Paladin. Whatever his name is. I forget. Don't get me wrong, I appreciate this guy's very militant and he's going to take that approach to things, but the Brotherhood is making a lot of is performing a lot of military options.
What is it, Outsider? Have you discovered anything?
The Elder was tasked with contacting several scouts out of the West.
That's a sensible notion. Your familiarity with the nearby terrain makes you perfect as a liaison. I've been trying to get the Elder to send out scouts for years, and he's always been resistant to the idea. Said they'd be a vulnerability. I wonder what changed his mind.
I mean, yes, they are a vulnerability, but you have to do these things. Elder?
Have you had any luck finding the scouts? Or did you have something to discuss?
Yes, I did. Here are the reports.
Good. Let's take a look. If I'm reading this right, it appears that the NCR's grip on this region is nowhere near as firm as I thought. I'll have to review these in detail, but these reports have given me much to think about. Thank you, Outsider. You've become someone I can count on, so I believe I can share something rather confidential with you. The device that creates the sandstorms above, that masks our comings and goings, was only intended to be used in case of emergencies. It was never meant to be used with any regularity, and the other systems here were not designed to accommodate such usage. In particular, the air filtration system simply cannot handle the quantity of sand and grit that it's been forced to cope with these last few years. As a result, the system is failing, albeit slowly. I'm told we have a scant few months before it shuts down completely. Should that happen, it will quickly become impossible to breathe here in the bunker. Already the air quality begins to slightly worsen. I would like you to find the components we need to fix this bunker's air filtration system. I cannot overstate the importance of this task. See Senior Knight Lorenzo for the details. He's the one who brought the matter to my attention, and the only other person who is aware of it.
Okay. So again, the chain that binds is not really being followed here. New lights now. Save up real quick.
Good to see you again. What can I help you with?
The Elder wants me to retrieve components to help the air filtration system.
So now I'm going to have your death on my conscience too? Great.
No, maybe you misunderstood me.
You think you're the first person the Elders trusted with this? He sent 3 of our patrols out looking for those components, and they're all dead. I was the one who supplied the Elder with the location of possible sites where we could find the components, so their deaths are my fault. And now it's your turn. Well, don't say you weren't warned. I won't take the blame when you die horribly. But I can tell you're getting impatient. The items I'll need to keep the system running are a differential pressure controller, a reverse pulse cleaner, and several HEPA cartridge filters. At present, my best guess for finding the items would be to search any of the old vaults in the area. Those vaults were usually built much like these military bunkers, even using the same contractors in their constructions at times. I'll mark the vault's locations on your map. Best of luck to you.
Hello, outsider.
So I could have searched the vaults. Yeah. So, I think I'm finally done shitting on Bethesda for this episode. I'm going to talk briefly about Warhammer. Because I've got into that. I probably will play some Darktide maybe tomorrow. It seems like every 3 episodes, well, 4 now, every 3 or 4 episodes of this I do an episode of Darktide. So, I mean, that works for me, to be honest. It varies things up. Let's go to Vault 11. Excuse me. Yeah, we don't need to be here for too long. This is not a nice hole to be in. If it's Sud's Lawyer isn't this way, it's going to be upstairs, isn't it? Okay, so it's all the way back up there. Yeah, so I've been getting into 40k miniatures now. I used to collect and, well, I say assemble, I used to collect them years ago, and yeah, like about 20 years ago when I was about 10 or 12 years old, we were getting to Warhammer, and yeah, it was really cool. And my... It's... I'm guessing that was a Brotherhood of Steel person who set that up. Because this looks fairly new. Oh, my health's actually really low. A doctor's bag. E for e-bygone. Yeah, so I really got into Warhammer, and yeah, but I was terrible at painting it. And I think, and in fairness, like it was a lot more advanced than it is now. It wasn't anywhere near it. Like it was still welcoming. I will always say that of Games Workshop. They know how to make you feel like you want to be in the hobby. I had one experience with this arsehole at Games Workshop one time. I'll probably tell the story a million times. And basically, I just casually saying to my friend, look, if you want to know anything about Space Marines, you know, talk to me and I'll be able to answer your questions. And this fucking guy, one of the store owners, walked up to me and started quizzing me on Space Marines. That's the thing you think you know about Space Marines, do you? I said, well, yeah, okay. And he started asking me all these questions. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. And I got one of the questions right. He asked me, what's Marneus Calgar's or Marneus Calgar's middle name? And I got this one question right. And I'm really glad I did. Just, like, it was a Pyrrhic victory. But I'm glad that I still got it right. And and I said that he doesn't have one. And he was like, so you still got a lot to learn. I was like, yeah, well, fuck you. You know, I'm 12. You fucking fat prick. You know? And that's coming from me, you know, but Jesus Christ, that pissed me off. No. Yeah, that was... I did not like that. Let's see what it means. In fact, we've got to deal with them for real, haven't we? Got plenty of fingers to take out of the wasteland. Yeah, so I get the fingers if you've killed them. If a companion's got the killing blow, it doesn't count. Which I think is a fair system, to be honest, you know, because like, it prevents, you know, you just like walking into a pack of bad guys and then letting them do the work. So yeah. It's funny, scare the shit out of me then. So yeah. But, yeah, like now, like, Warhammer is so much better. What am I looking there in a minute? Yeah, it's so much more welcoming an environment now. Like, obviously they're still gonna try and sell you stuff. They still want to sell you like loads of paints and minis and whatnot, but a lot of the time they're not gonna be an arsehole about it and just say, oh, you need this, 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 and this. It's like, no, no. Here's a starter set. Like, here's where you should be, and we want you to, because we want you to come back. We don't want you to feel ripped off. Start with this and do this. I think that's much better. Trap. Fucking hell. Get the fuck out of here, Jesus Christ in heaven. I'm just looking at all the lights going on there. safe to come in yet. Are you now? Let's break into this and find out what's happening. Shipping invoice 812. Everett's building and garden supplies. Contacts, got Everett. 1, 2, 3, okay, yeah, you get the idea. Single sided sign, red and white colours, sans serif typeface. Top line reads Everett's on a red background. Large type. Oh. Lines 2 and 3 read building and gardening. Oh, right, yeah, it's a chart. I'll let you read that. Kingman's Barbecue, Felix Weaver. Then, exit reports. Incident breaking glass. Kevin dropped one of the glass tubes today while forming it. He ended up with a nasty cut in his hand from the broken glass. Fortunately, no one was hurt. I bandaged his hand and had him clean it up before sending him home. One more accident like that and I may have to let him go. Kids too accident prone. It's an elevator. One of the elevators to the uploading area dock broke down again. Unfortunately, Jonathan was inside waiting to unload the sudden stop. Got one of the sides to slip out of its pallet and broke his leg. He'll be out for at least 1 month out of heels. Yeah. Great. Bumper sword, nice. But not unique. If there are any unique weapons in here. Let's keep a looking. I forgot to do my obligatory "You are the Duke" reference earlier when killing Duke. What's the hell? Oh yeah, building garden supplies. The barbecue. Later I'm just gonna like do the rest of the models and you know, like a Ripper Swarm and a Termagant to do. And what else? I think that's about it actually, yeah. And I just gotta do the base coat. But I think I'm just gonna do the base coat on one of the Marines, see how it looks first. I'm not gonna fully paint one of the models tonight, that'll take me too long. School day tomorrow.
No power armor, no energy weapons, and they're giving the NCR more trouble than we ever did.
Evening.
Yeah.
The cons are all gone. Wonder if they left behind their shit for making our goods.
Right.
Scared of those robots on the strip since they changed. Like who needs the strip anyway?
I wasn't expecting a resupply so soon. Does he have anything from Red Rock Canyon to sell me? Then get the fuck out, I'm a busy man. I wasn't expecting a resupply. Okay, our deal. Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
There you are. You like the sight of your own blood.
Brotherhood. I'm gonna need some new limbs.
I was supposed to get his head, but no. That's right, don't worry. Have a head anyway. Like how Nashbone's like just completely bothered. Unbothered. Alright, Nashbone. I'll afford you the mercy of a quick death. I wish I could take him with me, but I think how the others are totally unbothered. Nice, not even that fight. Someone's targeting us, but they don't know who it is.
House all dead. We should hit the strip. Rip shit up.
You saw that.
Someone is targeting us. I'm gonna...
Just wonder if they're getting more dialogue now that Motor Runner's dead.
The cons are all gone.
Come on. I am all the way with the fingers, we'll be here forever. I do want to get rid of the beans, make sure the influence is fully removed. Nope. Like Motor Runner, it took like the first 4 shots to... I think there was an accident. So yeah. Yeah, so I bought an introductory set that's like,
Fuck, I need a fix. Keep that shit away from me!
at least he was actually hostile that time. So it goes like 22 models, things. Let's say, yeah, works out as a pretty good deal. What you get, and yeah, you get enough stuff in it.
God damn, I need a fix. House dead. Strip can belong to anyone who wants it. Fiends to rule.
Flying robot? Man, I must be fucked up.
You hear about this courier doing shit around the strip? Like what? Delivering mail? Damn! Damn! Someone is targeting us.
Wow.
House dead, strip can belong to anyone who wants it. Fiends to rule.
Just want to make sure that the fiends are fully dealt with. Hmm.
Hey, I need you.
No vault suits though. It's interesting. This looks like a big room, so I wonder if this was like the overseer's personal quarters. Very comfortable living space indeed.
Been taking some hits. I say kill them all.
Hmm.
I hear reports of Legion raiding parties all over the place. They can't all be rumors.
Prim is gonna be much tougher to push.
House all dead?
Motor runner dead? Who the fuck gonna run the show now?
You see a ranger in black? Run the other way. Take you out from a quarter mile off.
Yeah, so these are the hostages I was looking for originally. So, as you can see, this bloke's dead. But you switch to the others.
Talk to Rick if you have something you'd like to say.
Hey! Yeah, you! Come give us a hand!
What are you doing here?
We were part of a caravan heading into New Vegas from down south. They're holding us hostage, trying to get some ransom. Anyone willing to pay for us died in the attack. Once the fiends figured that out, we're as good as dead. Can you set us free now? Thanks, partner. I think the fiend with the key is back in one of the bedrooms somewhere. Someone called him Daniel, if that helps. They're a bunch of junkies that do whatever they can to get money for chems. I hear they're led by a guy calling himself Motor Runner. I think he's in one of the other wings, although I haven't seen him myself. I don't know much, only that the people who lived in here originally were killed by the fiends. Carter there escaped and managed to explore for a bit. He hacked a password off of the computer and found the location of some guns. He was on his way to get them when the fiends caught him again. Yeah.
Okay, so I could just open the door with that, but I want to make sure that all the fiends are dead.
Someone's targeting us.
Oh, if we can clear out the fiends. That's even better. Style Communications Committee. Okay, gotta get back down again. So we've opened a gun cabinet. Was there anything else in here? Pistols and ammo. Gotta keep moving, otherwise my health's gonna go down. Nearly done. So yeah, so they introduce you, say you get like 22 models. Which is like 5 Space Marines and like... No, or is it like 11 models? I don't know. You do get the paints and everything. Which is pretty neat. Yeah, at least you do get enough stuff to actually do their stuff. Because like the more expensive the starting set, the less practical stuff you get.
You ready to get? Take down this password. It'll get you into the Overseer's area upstairs. Thanks for the help. We'll find our own way out.
Thank you for releasing us.
It's a bit Sparrow the Dragon there. Thank you for releasing me. So yeah, I think we've just about dealt with all of the fiends. Right. We've got all our gear. Now we can go to Hidden Valley again. This might actually be the last mission we have for the Brotherhood of Steel. Oh, good to know. I just decided if Elder McNamara is going to continue holding this place now. But I don't know. Maybe we'll see. Yeah. So then once that's done, I'm going to paint my, put the basic on one of my Marines. And just see how that looks. If it looks okay, and I've got the energy, I might do the rest. All I've got to do is just paint everything blue. And then probably tomorrow I'll end up doing the black, then the bronze, and then go from there.
Back again, I see. Have you found all the components we need?
Oh, whoops. I haven't found them all. Oh, Lorenzo, I have found them.
Hello?
I need to give them to Lorenzo first. Whoops, doodles. So we'll do that. So yeah. But yeah, I will say like another thing about Warhammer as well is like I like that these models are pushed to fit, so they click together rather than like you have to use glue. I mean, I sort of have had to use glue because some of the parts are a little awkward. They're not perfect, but they're all right. And I think it makes it a bit easier for people like me who have the giant meat hands.
Good to see you. Alive, that is. Have you found all of the components yet?
But they are doing more and more things to make it a bit easier for people. So it's like there's more artistic tools to like hold bits together. So like if you do have like shaky hands or unsteady hands or whatever, there's more things that make it easy to model them. And not all the models are easy to put together, but some of them are. But it does reduce customizability.
Really? I mean, that's great. I knew you could do it all along. I'll get right to work installing these. Why don't you go tell the Elder the good news? I'm sure it'll be a huge load off of his shoulders.
You're being watched, so don't get any ideas.
But yeah, I think I'm like really ready to commit to it because like before I was horrible at painting. I didn't have the energy to paint, but now I'm like I don't have much time to do hobby stuff in an evening. I'm usually too tired. But I think with this, it's like if I just buy one box and I don't buy any more until I've done it. Like I'm not gonna have any piles of shame when I'm doing that anymore with Warhammer. And I have to get over my anxiety of painting. Like because I was honestly like, I had like analysis paralysis. Like what if I paint this badly? What if I do this? What if I do that?
Back again, I see. Have you found all the components we need?
I did, Lorenzo.
Good news for a change. Your efforts have humbled me, outsider. You have done more than I could expect, even from my brothers. Moreover, I've been going over the scouts' reports, and keep coming up with the same conclusion. The NCR is not the threat I've believed it to be. We should not have had to rely on your help in this crisis. I believed my actions were guided by caution and prudence, but I now see the truth. People called me a hero after what happened at Helios. But I left that battle scarred by fear, and have allowed that weakness to govern my actions. That ends now. I will undo the wrong I have done my brethren and lift the lockdown. With luck, we will once again flourish. Please, take this. It is a small token of my thanks, and scarcely begins to repay the debt owed you, but is all I am allowed to give an outsider. This key will allow you to use our safe house to the northeast. I hope it will prove useful in your travels.
We'll find it. So. Oh. Level up. I think we've gone for sneering imperialists, so I don't need that just yet. Travel wisdom might actually come in handy, for sure. Here and now misfortune. I do like like there are times I think I need it. Slayer. The Slayer walks the earth. It's really well. I might go for that one. Well, then again, actually, that one's quite good. I'm gonna go for Cyborg. Yes. Alan Harden, do we need you to become the new leader?
Hello. It looks like you've managed to talk some sense into the Elder Outsider. Be assured I'll still be keeping an eye on him. Your efforts to help this chapter are not unappreciated. Now what can I do for you?
So yeah, that's good.
Our former Elder Elijah was obsessed with new technology. That's why we were at Helios in the first place.
Welcome, Outsider, welcome. The lockdown has been officially lifted, and everyone seems to be in good spirit. With the surface open to us once again, Harden's already started talk of sending a force out to attack Helios, but I hope to dissuade him. What can I do for you?
The NCR is currently looking to destroy you.
I suppose it was only a matter of time. I wonder if, given the NCR's current situation, they would consider a truce of sorts. We've given up our claim to Helios, and we don't have any interest in claiming Hoover Dam, so our ambitions are not at crossed purposes. Perhaps it's time for a new strategy. Go to the NCR commander and tell her the Brotherhood is willing to put aside our enmity for the time being. Further, tell her that we are willing to send troops to aid in their coming defense of the dam. My guess is they're in no position to refuse.
Well.
How may I assist you?
Let's see how that goes. See, the Great Khans would really have been good as well, but at least they can go somewhere and be safe. They, yeah. Their purpose as a shock troop unit isn't particularly great, you know? I'd have to know that they would be guaranteed independence rather than just becoming part of the NCR. So yeah. Brotherhood of Steel, they're not going to get pushed around, I don't think.
Well, look who it is.
Not you. Sorry.
You're a model citizen. Thank you.
God, man, this bloody I hate this place. So yeah. Yeah, Warhammer's a lot easier to get into now. Like, yes, the prices have gone up, I'm not going to deny that. But the quality of the models as well has gone up. The guides to putting them together. One thing that I really hate as well, like, White Dwarf is not very good at telling you how to put the models together and such, or how to paint them. It was very much like a thing where, like, you had to learn it from somebody else. You had to watch someone else. If you didn't have that, starting on your own was pretty hard.
Has the Brotherhood been found? And you believed them? Do you have any idea how long we've been fighting those bastards? Ugh, Crocker will have a field day with this. He'll want to establish diplomatic relations with them, for Pete's sake. But we've got more important matters to attend to. The President is due to arrive soon, and we're sure the Legion won't waste such an opportunity. I want you to assist the security detail we've prepared for the President. His safety is critical to maintaining the men's fighting spirit. Go up to the Visitors Center and speak to Ranger Grant. He's in charge of security during the President's visit. Dismissed.
Nelson's back in our hands. Hope we can defend.
You'll know it when it happens. That is such an appropriate name for a quest, I love it. But yeah. No, I'm not here to help you just yet, so yeah. So yeah. So let's talk to Yes Men, and then I'm gonna go. But yeah, I'll probably film some Dark Tide and probably talk about that. Talk about my experiences with painting. My previous ones. But yeah, I think that might be something I might do in an evening. I just like do it a model at a time. It's like, yeah, like every day I'm gonna do a little bit more of a model if I'm not going out. I should be big enough. Working lightly enough now. Casino penthouse. Let's talk to Yes Man. Save the game.
Oh! Hi again! Really? Well, that's a surprise. They'll really want to blow me up. But maybe dumb machines like me ought to get blown up and scrapped for salvage. Who knows? Not me. That accounts for all the tribes you needed to get to know. You did a super job wrapping things up, and I'm not just saying that because I have to.
Right.
Goodbye.
Don't tread on the bear. So, what's our reputation with NCR? We're still idolized, okay.
Here's some big news. I decoded a military radio transmission. and it turns out the NCR president, Aaron Kimball, is going to visit Hoover Dam. I guess he wants to boost the troops' morale, but according to projections Mr. House made, he has an 83.75% chance of being assassinated. Whoops. Anyway,
Whoops.
it looks like Mr. House thought it was important to keep President Kimball alive.
Why did Mr. House want President Kimball kept alive?
Mr. House ran projections on how the NCR public will react to a defeat at Hoover Dam. Overwhelmingly, they'll blame Kimball. But if Kimball dies at Hoover Dam, there's no obvious scapegoat for them to blame, so they'll blame New Vegas instead. So that means reduced tourism for up to 5 years. The equations are pretty complicated. Mr. House sure liked numbers. Great. A ranger named Graham has been placed in charge of security for the president's visit. You'll want to talk to him. Once the president is safe, there's one more thing for you to take care of. This gadget I'm handing you is called an override module. Mr. House had 2 of these made years and years ago. Just like him to think ahead. Take the module to the El Dorado substation and attach it to the power control terminal. I'll handle the rest. I'll use the substation to send a huge jolt of electricity to the Lucky 38. Turns out this casino has its own reactor. All it needs is a jump start. With the reactor running at full tilt, I can boost the transmission strength of the Lucky 38's command and control network. I'm talking direct tactical control of hundreds of upgraded Securitrons at vast distances. You know that's gonna come in handy. Great! When this is taken care of, we'll be all set for the Legion to make its move.
Okay. And with that, I think it's time for us to go. Oh, I think my companions are still in there looking at the presidential suite.
Aw.
So, we're going to stop the president assassination. Of the president. Now, the NCR don't really like us being here. So I'm going to go to stealth. Sublime. Oh no. Right. So, that wasn't the best move. The best move is to stop the president's assassination.
Honored to speak with you, ma'am.
We speak to this ranger. Ranger. As they say in the Shadow of a Mordor. Or what was it? Shadow of Middle
I've
Earth?
heard of you. I'm glad you're here to help us out. This is a delicate matter, and we need all the help we can get from people we can trust. We've got a lot to do to prepare for the President's visit, and not much time. Once we start, we'll be on a strict timetable. Are you ready? Good. The President doesn't arrive until tomorrow. Get some rest. I'll brief you in the morning.
Okay, right, so I will have to end after this now. Yeah.
Glad you could join us. Most of my men are already on duty, and the crowd has already started gathering outside. We've got a busy day ahead of us. The plan is to get through today without the shit hitting the fan. So I'll be overseeing the security team personally, and keeping in constant contact with people over the radio. It's a good bet that the Legion is gonna try something today, so we have to be prepared for anything. We'll do whatever it takes to get the President through this visit in one piece. Ask your questions, but keep it short. We trust you, so you're free to have your weapons. Just don't do anything too crazy, and we'll back you up. Security detail consists of rangers stationed here at the dam. Some will keep an eye on the crowd while others will watch the perimeter. Snipers and sharpshooters have been assigned to key locations, and we also have a special canine unit sniffing out members of the crowd. I've also locked down access to critical locations, such as the landing platform on the visitor center. Alright, I'll give you full access. I have a full itinerary here. Here you go. The Legion will definitely try something. We don't have any solid leads yet. I'd almost expect something direct from them, but given the circumstances, there's a possibility of something more subtle, like sabotage. But since we don't have anything solid, we'll just have to keep our eyes out for anything out of the ordinary. Someone like you, I'm just glad to have you on board. Do whatever you can. Security sweeps, talk to people, keep an eye out. If there's nothing else, then let's get moving. President Kimball is arriving shortly. If you want to do any last-minute security sweeps or take a look around for anything suspicious, do it now. Once you're ready, meet me outside on the observation deck. But don't take too long.
Okay, and this is where we have to stop the assassination. But that's for another episode, so thank you ever so much for watching. Take care to for now, and I look forward to next episode. See you later. Bye now.